Greetings everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and welcome to Let's Nail This, a brand new series for my channel. My buddy Mike from the UK had an idea for a series, and between the both of us, this is what we developed. This is where viewers try and fix kills that I gave one nail in the coffin to. In my Nails in a Coffin series, I rate how well a person responds to a life-threatening situation, and I use Nails in a Coffin as a rating system. So if the victim fights really hard and makes the right choices in the face of danger, they can get up to 4 nails in the coffin. If they make really dumb decisions or actions such as just standing there or running upstairs instead of running outside, well, I'm going to give them fewer nails. They can get 1 nail in the coffin. There's a lot of stupid decisions we see in horror movies. Halloween Kills is an excellent example of many stupid decisions in a horror movie, and it can be frustrating when you see a victim doing something so stupid. And you may even said to yourself, hey, if that was me, I would have done this. Well, that's what we're doing here. I'm assigning people kills that I gave 1 nails in a coffin to because that victim was stupid. And the people I'm assigning in turn, they're going to tell the audience what they would have done if they were in the victim's position. I tell people they can make a short video, audio, or even an email, and I read the response. And I figured this would be a fun way to get people involved and share what they would have done in some of these situations. And I think some of the responses can really be fun and inventive. Because this is something we all do when we're watching a horror movie. We think about what we would have done if we were in this, victim's predicament. And hearing all these different responses, I think are going to be, pretty fun and exciting. If you'd like to take part of this featured on my channel, just shoot me an email. I have a link down in the description, and I'll assign you a kill that I gave 1 nail in a coffin to. And then you're going to make a video or audio and let everybody know what you would have done in that victim's position. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. If you do participate, just make sure you base your actions and your results into reality. You just can't say you're going to John Wick everybody unless in case you are John Wick. I want to thank everybody so far who volunteered to be part of this new series. It's really excellent. I love it. In this episode, I gave my good friend Carlin Cook, and if you watch some of my videos, my Horror Movie Superlative series, you know that I've been collaborating with Carlin on that. We've covered 3 decades, the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Real great friend of mine. I assigned him Miss Kettlewell's death in Child's Play 2. I gave her 1 nail in a coffin. She was looking for Andy in the classroom that she had locked him in, and she thought Andy had locked himself in a closet. So she unlocks the closet, and she's looking for Andy, going through everything, the coats and everything, and all of a sudden, Chucky pops out of nowhere, stabs her with an air pump, pushes the plunger down, and sends her flying into some chairs. And, she's laying on her back as Chucky is slowly walking towards her with the yardstick in his hand, telling her how very naughty she's been. And then Chucky proceeds to beat her to death with that yardstick. I gave her 1 nail in the coffin because she was pretty stupid. She could have got up and ran away. There's a lot of stuff she could have done. But you don't want to hear what I think about that. I'm going to turn it over to Carlin, and he's going to tell you what Miss Kettlewell should have done to avoid getting 1 nail in the coffin. So, Carlin, let's nail this.
Hello, I am Carlin Cook, and very fittingly, Uncle Pete has assigned me the death of Miss Kettlewell from Child's Play 2. I say fittingly because I just recently on my YouTube channel went through the entire franchise of Child's Play / Chucky, even did the show, so you can check that out on my channel. It's just my name, Carlin Cook, spelled the way it sounds. Carlin isn't George Carlin, but anyway, I'm excited about this. I think this is an awesome series, and I went pretty far on this one. I did as much as I could. I got my notes, my trusty notes here, and I'm going to go bit by bit on this one. So, obviously, Miss Kettlewell is a teacher. She is in a teaching situation. Now, there's a bunch of kids around. The setup of her kill is that she's pissed off at Andy. She's going to reprimand him. She leaves him for a little bit alone in the room. Chucky gets locked in the closet by Andy, and she comes back and she assumes that the rattling of Chucky trying to get out of the closet is actually Andy in there messing around. So first of all, if you are in this situation and you are a teacher, or if you're anyone really, especially in this setting, if you're hearing noises from the closet and that doorknob is jiggling as much as it is, go get someone else, at least a janitor. The other thing is, that's not Andy. It's set up so she's supposed to think that Andy locked himself, that Andy put himself in there. Why would he be trying to get out, and how did he get in? Because she locked it, and she's the only one who can unlock it because she has the key, other than someone like a janitor who has not been there. Now, that's the thing. Obviously, it should occur to her, this can't be Andy, who's actually in here, although she immediately thinks that because she sees that Andy's not there. So, the first thing is, get someone else to do this. Then the other person ends up dying instead, and you can run. Now, next, focus on the task at hand. So, say we already get past going inside, opening it up, and then Chucky hides, and she's in there looking around, she's looking for Andy, okay? Then that's when the issue happens where the ball falls from the top shelf and she bends down to pick it up. She puts it back up, and that's when the clothes come apart and Chucky pops out with the little ball pump, jams it into her chest, stomach, I don't know where, you don't specifically see, and then does a punch of air and it sends her flying back. Focus on the task at hand, Miss Kettlewell. If a ball falls, yet you're looking for Andy, and even in a situation where you're angry at Andy, you were angry at him before, you're even more angry now, focus on the task at hand. Why are you taking the time to pick the ball up and put it back on the shelf? That can wait, and in that instance, it would have waited for most people. So don't do that. You would be more alert at that point. Now, moving further, say we just still do that. She gets hit with the thing, she's on the ground. She's out in the middle of the classroom. Chucky's coming towards her with the ruler raised up very menacingly. He's moving very slow. So this is where she could get away. I mean, very easily she could actually get away. Let's just go with it that she's in shock. Whatever. You gotta come to at some point. And at that point, don't just lay there waiting to die. You need to pop up and you need to try and grab any sort of weapon that's around you. Now, here are a few options that I came up with after surveying the room and really breaking it down in my mind. The American flag. Now, granted, this is actually behind Chucky, so she would have to pass him or go around him in some way, but he doesn't move super fast either, and at the moment, he's not moving fast. So she wouldn't necessarily know that he could move fast. Run, grab the American flag, stab Chucky with it, or even just hit him with it, and then you can get away. Okay, that's the more far-fetched one, but it's an option. Better option, grabbing a desk, because there are plenty of desks, one very much near her, and just push it towards him to put something between you and him. Or you can even push it over because he's so small, it could fall on him. And then he needs time, then you can run, because he's going to be struggling to get that off. My favorite option, though, is grab a chair, because, again, there's a chair very much near her. You can just grab a chair at that point and hit him. Beat the crap out of him. Beat the life out of him. Or at least just hit him enough to stun him or knock him back, and then you can get out of there. She didn't need to get very far, and she easily could have gotten very far. The last portion. Let's say none of this stuff even happens that I've recommended. At the very least, put your hands up when you're getting beaten with a ruler. First of all, rulers are not that sturdy. I mean, my parents actually did have like a yardstick ruler way back in the day. It was pretty solid, but that's not really going to kill you most likely because it's a little, it's not heavy enough. Put your arm up. At the very least, put your arm up and shield yourself. Let the arm take the brunt of it instead of your head. The other thing is, try to grab it. Does Chucky have supernatural strength in the fact that he can hit you so hard that you can't grab that? You can grab that. Easily you can grab that and pull it out of his hand, push him with it. He's swinging it, you grab it and you push back. Anything. Just do something. And then my last bit of advice for Miss Kettlewell, run like hell. At many points you could have run like hell and you didn't. So I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to say I think I did a pretty good job breaking this down. There were plenty of options for Miss Kettlewell to survive, and she did none of it, unfortunately. But thank you very much, Uncle Pete, for having me involved with this. A lot of fun. I think it's an awesome series, and keep it brutal.
Thanks, Carlin. That was great. You brought up some excellent points, and I like how you gave Miss Kettlewell multiple options that she could have done to avoid being killed so easily. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Carlin's response. I feel like he did a great job with Miss Kettlewell's death. I like how he dissected the environment, saying she could use a desk, a chair, her arms. Anything other than just lying there. Thanks again. I think this is going to be a fun series. And again, if you'd like to participate, please send me an email. I'll have a link in the description down below. And I'll sign you a death that I covered, which I gave them one nail in the coffin. Then you get to tell everybody how you would fix it. Should be a lot of fun hearing all these responses. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks for watching. Carlin, thank you again for being part of this series. I really appreciate it. I'll see you here on Friday for another episode of Nails in a Coffin, where I'm covering the Puppet Master franchise. And there are a lot of one-nail kills in that franchise, trust me. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, stay happy, be good to each other. I am your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete. And remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails.